Coming up this morning, Curran Scarlata from United Real Estate is here to share the spark that lit his passion for the real estate game. Richard Fleek of Minute Wisely joins us to talk about his mission to support our nation's vets, because giving back is what it's all about. And get ready for some tail-wagging cuteness. The pet of the week from Purple Paws is here, and trust us, this furry little friend is a keeper. Crank it up, folks. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, March 7th, 2025 starts now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thank you for joining us for another week where we talk about what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week was super shiny. This week we've had some bad weather, some good weather. It's been okay,
windy,
but it's been cold again. And I told you guys, fall, spring. I told them last week, I said, it's not here to stay.
No, it's a little brisk for me and my dog.
Yeah, it's a little cool out, but I hear it's going to be really nice next week, so I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be good.
That'll be absolutely. Good. Mm-hmm.
Anything exciting going on in your world?
I mean, not a whole lot going on right now. You know, it's kind of a busy time of the year. You know, it's tax season for people, and I own a business, so there's getting all that stuff together, making sure everything's filed, all the boring stuff. You know, it's a busy but boring time of the year.
I think my appointment for my taxes is like on April 10th. They give me time to get my stuff together.
Yeah, that's basically how we have to do it, because you know there's so much. I mean, you know how it is when you own a business. That's just how it goes.
My guy was like, I would say no to everybody else, but I'm going to slide you in that late. I was like, thank you.
Yep. So. Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, traffic this week.
Yeah, traffic. How's that going?
Yeah. Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Let me tell you a story of what happened. You listening, people? I was driving down the street that goes right in front of the Murfreesboro police station. And there was this kid behind me, and there was a UPS truck in front of me doing the speed limit, like he should be. And this kid just in this dark gray Acura TLX turning lane, 60 miles an hour, blowing by us right in front of the police station. Wow. Let me tell you, Murfreesboro, this is getting out of control. And you know what's crazy? Earlier, where we live, there's also a straight shot, and there's a turning lane. Same thing happened with a Nissan Rogue going down through there. And where I live, like, they're notorious for sitting like police right through there and stuff. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's like nobody's teaching these kids what the middle lane is for.
Yeah.
Or they're impatient.
You don't know how dangerous it is. You know how many head-on collisions we've had in Murfreesboro doing just dumb stuff like that? So don't do that. Use your blinkers. Be courteous.
Blinker before you turn.
Blinker before you turn. Yeah, don't do the swoop and turn. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're already in the motion. You hit the blinker switch while you're going. The swoop and turn.
The swoop and turn. Very nice. Trademark that. The swoop and turn.
Yeah, I know, right? The swoop and turn. I can't trademark it. One of my friends from high school was who invented that one. He was very, very crafty with the swoop and turn. He never let anybody know what he was doing.
Well, let's make you talk a little bit more. You got a joke for me?
I do have a joke for you. All right, you ready?
Baby.
I'm cracking myself up, all right? Did you hear that laughing too loudly is illegal in Hawaii?
I did not.
They only permit a aloha.
I got it. I got it right away.
That's all right.
This time.
You did good. I'm proud of you. And then we have our national days this week, so we like to talk about that. We have National Girl Scout Week, which everybody loves the cookies.
Did you get any cookies?
Not yet. You know, I'm trying to be gone, Satan. I don't need that in my life. I need to lose weight.
I love those lemon ones. On March 7th, it's Alexander Graham Bell Day, and it is reported, and I fact-checked it, that the first words he said were, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you."
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And guess what? If it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't be watching us right now from your phone. So,
right? Definitely the cell phone. Thank you.
I know, right?
Thank
Paving
you.
the way. You know, you don't think about it, but he had no idea. If he could come back today, he'd be like, "What is this thing?" Then we have International Women's Day. It's on the 8th.
Yes, and March 9th is National Barbie Day.
Yeah, my mom will love that. She's a Barbie fanatic. We've watched the movie with her 100 times.
I haven't seen it.
She's a little kid. It's like every time she loves it. And then on the 12th, we have National Working Moms Day, which is a very hard job.
It is. And my least favorite day of the year, March 9th, daylight savings. So we got to set our clocks ahead.
Why is that your least favorite? I love jumping ahead. I want to go forward. I hate the fallback.
It's hard enough for me to get here on time. Now I got to do it an hour earlier.
That's true. You do lose a little bit of sleep in this one. But you're springing forward this week, guys, so don't forget that.
Yeah, so we can move right into celebrity birthdays.
Yeah, we have Amanda Gorman, who is 27 years old. She's best known for the hill we climb at the presidential inauguration in 2021.
On March 7th, Bryan Cranston turns 69. He's most known from Breaking Bad, but he's been in a bunch of other shows, and he's a great actor.
Phenomenal actor. Yeah, I remember him on Seinfeld. If you remember that, he was really good on there. Then John Hamm is turning 54 on the 10th, he's in two of my favorite shows right now.
Yeah.
Mad Men is one of my all-time favorites.
We were just talking about that the other day.
I know. I said I watch Mad Men like I watch Andy Griffith just on repeat. It's just back in the background. It's a great show, but Landman's great too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've been watching that too. On March 10th, Carrie Underwood turns 42.
Yeah.
Well known for being on American Idol and singing Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah, I was watching rerun with my wife of American Idol last night. And
I watched the original ones. I'm that old.
Did you? Yeah. Oh,
yeah. We had to crank up the TV and put the bunny wings.
Well, the Carrie Underwood's a judge on there now. And she was talking about how it was 20 years ago that she won. 20 years ago, guys. That's insane. Yeah. And then we have James Taylor, phenomenal singer. His birthday is on the 12th. He'll be 77.
Yes.
Yep. And then we have to thank our sponsors. We always got to thank our sponsors. They're amazing. Spirit Overhead Doors.
Titan Media Works.
InfoWorld Social Media.
615 Insurance.
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
And of course, Hemispheres Wine Bar here right off the square on Main Street, where they let us shoot our show every week.
Absolutely. We love them here. Tammy is a wonderful assistant to us getting everything set up.
Yes. Come visit her and say hi. And as I love to say, if you can't find something to do in Murfreesboro, you're not looking hard enough or watching our show.
That's true. We have wine and whiskey at the Wetlands. Wine and whiskey at the Wetlands is back tonight. So make sure that you're at that event. 150 wines, whiskeys, and spirits at the Discovery Center, plus delicious foods. Everybody loves a good little snack. I do after last week's episode. And general admission runs from 6 to 8:30 p.m. VIPs get there at 5:30.
And those of you that are following Lent and eating fish, tonight is the St. Rose Fish Fry. It's hosted by the Knights of Columbus and the Women's Ministry. It starts at 5:30, goes till 7:30. The takeout is available, and the menu is fried catfish, French fries, hush puppies, and cheese pizza for those finicky kids, plus drinks and dessert.
Yep, and then tomorrow on Saturday, we have MTSU women's basketball away beginning at noon, final game of the season. Then men's team is at home again against Florida International. Also, the final game tip-off is at 2 p.m. at the Murphy Center.
And on Saturday, tomorrow, it's International Women's Ride Day at Bumpus Harley. So you can go out there. It's a woman-led ride. It starts at Bumpus, and you can go in there too. All riders, it is female, but also supporters that want to show up and ride in solidarity. It begins at 10 a.m. and kickstands up, which is so cute. Kickstands up at 10:30. Rock out after the ride with an amazing live band, prize raffles, food trucks, vendors, and a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Then on Tuesday, March 11th, old time music session at Cannonsburg Village, which is really cool. If you love old time, I love it at Cannonsburg Village. I wish they still did Uncle Dave Macon there. Get those fingers moving and join in on the jam session at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Bring your own instrument and enjoy an afternoon of sharing old time music. Free and open to all ages with no reservations required. Spectators are welcome.
Next Friday, we have Downtown After 5. You can support our local businesses, dining and entertainment while enjoying the wonderful, vibrant energy of our historic Murfreesboro. You can stroll around the square, go to unique boutiques, savor delicious meals at local restaurants, and immerse yourself in the live entertainment, all while celebrating in the heart of our community. And you can discover more ways that Murfreesboro shines.
And depending on the weather, I might be there with the booth set up for my business.
Oh, awesome. Go by and say hi to Liam.
Absolutely, if it's nice out. Then on next Saturday, the 15th, annual Run, Walk, Roll Special Kids Race. More of that information will be on the links below. So if you're interested in doing the Special Kids Race, please go to that link. We'll have it there for you.
Yeah, and all of the events. So more will be down in the comments below. And our first guest is coming up right after this message.
Welcome back. With us, we have Richard Fleek of Minutes Wisely. Thank you so much, Richard, for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on today.
Well, we really appreciate you being here, and we want to talk about your organization, Minutes Wisely, so we'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so Minutes Wisely, what we do is we send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members to meaningful events. And when I say that, what we do is just for instance, at Christmas time, Brett Eldridge was at Bridgestone. So my wife and I entertained 4 others, 2 couples, both combat veterans. And not only do we pay for the tickets, we try to always try to do the premium events. So club seats, Lexus Lounge, pay for their parking, dinner, drinks, pay for it all. It's just our way to say thanks and try to curb veteran suicide, which is epidemic in this country.
Yeah, and that's what your organization is, the root of it about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. We know that's a sensitive subject for some, but tell us, how does your organization do that outside of, having a good time, which is great, but it goes so much deeper than that.
Yes, it does. So it's all about camaraderie, and like I said, whenever we send somebody to an event, I try to pair them up with like-minded individuals so they have somebody to talk to, so you're not alone. And the object is a stress-free night. That's why we pay for everything. But it all started with my podcast, TSP, the Scarlata podcast. And so what we do there is I sit down every Sunday evening and I get the life story of a veteran. And the common conversation always goes towards suicide. And so I thought, as I'm doing this, I thought this is great. They get to get their story off their chest. America gets to hear it. But I felt like I needed to do more because as I'm talking to these men and women, I feel like there's a lot of broken souls out there, and I just had a big drawing to do even more. So that podcast actually spurned off into the nonprofit Minutes Wisely.
Yeah.
And this cookbook, which is available on Amazon, you have created this, and you said that there are quotes inside from your podcast. If you go to the Fat Beep Pork Chops page, you can see one of those quotes. It says, "I love the relationship that I had with the men I served with because we all knew we'd take care of each other. We're truly brothers, and it doesn't matter what branch of service you're in. It doesn't matter which conflict you're in. The feeling is the same from all of us." Al Liphart, Vietnam veteran.
Yes, Al Liphart's he's an amazing individual. He's actually the leader of the whole entire VFW for the entire country right now. He's the commander of the entire group.
Wow.
And so he worked his way up all the way. But his story is amazing. So I'll just give you a little brief summary of his story. He was fought in Vietnam, right? And his group got overrun, and he was in a 4-day firefight where it was so horrific. His brain shut off, and he just fought for 4 solid days. And the only recollection he has are the people around him telling him what he did.
Wow. That just blows my mind that you're in a situation that you go through survival mode like that. But
yes,
that's insane. So it says sailor to backyard cook. So what branch were you in?
I was in the United States Navy.
And you were the cook, I take it?
I was not a cook. So there's just
you would think that.
Yeah, I was the actually air boss's yeoman on an aircraft carrier. But when I got home and started having, have a family, so 3 kids, and I started cooking, and it became a passion of mine. So my two favorite passions are talking to veterans and cooking. So I put them both together and created a book.
Yeah, my dad was actually a Vietnam vet as well. He was drafted, and he was actually in the Navy. He was drafted in the Navy and was actually the cook on the ship.
Nice.
So he made some good gravy, and let me tell you.
My dad was in the Navy too.
Oh, really?
And so you brought us these mugs, and people can purchase these to help participate and support?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I have an entire Etsy shop. It's minuteswisely.etsy.com, and I sell hoodies and cups and everything that goes that is generate from that goes right into the nonprofit.
That's amazing. So you can have anything printed through that you want, and you're supporting a nonprofit organization.
Yes, correct.
You hear that? You hear that? What's your Etsy called again?
minuteswisely.etsy.com.
And we'll put
Wonderful.
a link as well.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a success story from what you are doing? Something, some great story that you feel in your heart?
Yes, just recently, this past fall. So I'm from Detroit. I moved down here 12 years ago. So when I first started my nonprofit, I wanted to bless my hometown first because I have a long history of helping veterans up there in Detroit. I was actually the Veteran of the Year for my hometown in 2011. So when I started this, the first thing I did was I bought season tickets for the Detroit Lions and been a season ticket holder ever since. Every Sunday during football season, there's a veteran or a first responder or a Gold Star family member in my seat. But this past year, the Detroit Tigers, which is our baseball team up north, they actually defied all odds and made it to the postseason. I was able to send a Vietnam veteran and his wife to a postseason game in Detroit, and the note that he sent me back was literally amazing. It made me cry. I'm choked up right now just thinking about it. But he was a survivor of Vietnam, and his wife was actually a two-time survivor of cancer. Wow. And so she actually died for like 15 minutes on the table. So to be able to send somebody like that to a game, man, it's an awesome feeling.
Wow, that's so amazing. Like, people don't know in situations like that what you can do for somebody, but sometimes just giving someone something fun to do to take their mind off of it is all that they need.
Yes, and I've been saying this for a long time, but this country lacks grace. So the person that you walk into, it might be at Lowe's, Home Depot, or Walmart, you have no idea what they're going through. So just have a little grace and try to, curb your road rage a little bit.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think we do live in a nation that does lack a lot of grace, and
Correct.
I think that is a great thing for us to have, and something positive and a good statement to give out there to people.
Yes.
And I think that is so awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. Up next, we have Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Rutherford County Cat Rescue. Meet Marilyn Meow. I've been waiting to say that. Marilyn Meow. Marilyn was rescued from a farm in Las Casas. She showed up and had 4 babies. And then 6 months later, 4 more. So the residents decided to help her out and got her spayed or neutered. Spayed. Anyway, Marilyn is a very loving kitty who's about 2 years old. She preferred to be an only kitty. She loves to lie right next to you or curl up and stretch out on your lap for belly rubs. This gorgeous girl is fully vetted, spayed, she has her shots, and she's microchipped.
Well, that's amazing. If you think you would like to adopt Marilyn, reach out to Rutherford County Cat Rescue on Facebook, and you can find all this other information in our description below.
Okay. We are up next with Curran, Scarlata of United Real Estate, plus a few other things. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. We're excited to talk to you about the real estate game.
Well, what inspired you to start your career in real estate, and how has your faith influenced your path?
Sure. So I got into real estate. My wife is a professor, so she has a very flexible job. She's actually here at Middle Tennessee University, soon to be the accounting chair.
Wow. Good job, Audrey.
Yeah, so I wanted to have something that was flexible as well. I have 3 children, and they're very active in sports. Real estate turned out to be something that works well with that. And for me, from the faith perspective is, I want to be able to give back to people in the community, and with love, kindness, caring, not being selfish and just working to give back to them. And one way to do that is through the real estate industry.
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. And it's amazing when you can do something that you enjoy doing, but it also frees you up for family time, and it also frees you up for giving back as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Which leads us to you are a coach and mentor to youth athletes.
Yeah, so I've been coaching my sons. So I have 2 older sons that are teenagers, one in college and one as a freshman in high school. And I started coaching them when they were like 3 or 4 years old. But the joy that I got out of it was seeing other kids learn and get better at what they were doing, and instilling confidence in them and what they were trying to accomplish. So I love youth sports. I love helping young children get better at what they do.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that, when you're coaching like that, some of my high school coaches made the biggest impact on my life, and turned me into the man I am today by what I went through with my team and with that coach.
Yeah, exactly. I think sports allow children to have great social skills, leadership, overcome adversity. So it goes beyond the field, and that's another thing that I get excited about from just helping them in life.
Yeah, a lot of times it just creates commitment, right, to something. You're in it, you're in the trenches with your team, you're there, you're supporting each other, and then later on in life it carries over into your professional life, to school, everything else.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I met you through networking.
Yes.
When you first came to town, and I know that being part of the community, besides with the kids, is really, really important to you. And you joined Leadership Rutherford. So can you talk to us a little bit about how that helped you both professionally and personally?
Sure. Yeah, I was class of 2024. Shout out to my classmates out there. Leadership Rutherford has given me the knowledge of what our county has to offer. Also, it was great to meet other leaders in our community. We have a lot of great leaders here, and also identify areas where we can give back and tell other people about what's happening here. So, that's a kind of, when I moved here, I wanted to be a part of a community, wanted to be part of Murfreesboro in general, did not want to be an extension of Nashville.
Right.
So this is super important to me, to learn about the community and connect other business owners in the community.
Yeah, I've said that for a long time about Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro has finally got to that point where they've accepted they are Murfreesboro, they are their own community. They're not trying to be anybody else, and we're trying to grow us as a community, which is part of why we do the show,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So,
that's why I wanted to be on the show.
So, it's one of those things where that exactly is the root of where Murfreesboro is at right now. We are trying to be us, our own thing. We don't want you to have to drive to Franklin or Nashville or somewhere else to do your shopping, to do your business. You can do it right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything in particular that you've done that you can speak to that's impacted, the community through your real estate or through volunteer work?
Sure. So I serve on the board of Indoor Athletics Foundation, which is a local nonprofit that started 10 years ago by Joel Bigelow. Some of you guys out there might know him, but what we do is we enrich the lives of the homeless children here in our community through Christ-centered mentorship, athletics, and nourishment. And so part of my Leadership Rutherford journey actually got me connected with Nissan, and I was able to connect Nissan to Indoor Athletics that gave us a pretty substantial grant that helped out our program. That's one example in which, I think my networking and my connection piece really has helped give back to our community here in Murfreesboro.
Absolutely. We're blessed in the community to have big businesses that are here that do help with the organizations and the smaller businesses that need those support, and the volunteer organizations that need that support.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So you have a lot going on. And what's the most rewarding part about balancing those roles by still also staying true to your faith?
Yeah, I think my faith is the foundation of everything that I do. So God loved us and sent His Son here to die for us, and so that love is what I want to portray out to all the people that are part of my life. And so with the real estate, with United Real Estate, with Cornerstone Title, and also with Connection Home Lending, we are we have through our clients and our employees, we are giving back and creating servant leadership and creating an experience for those that are here in the community, that their first introduction to Murfreesboro, if they're moving out of town or if they're already here, moving across town, we want them to have a great positive experience and know that they're loved here and that there's great things here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a lot of people that are moving here from out of town.
Yes, we
that don't know where to start. And
Exactly.
having somebody that they can reach out to that's involved and really honestly where that starts is real estate,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
Buying your house, moving to the community. So you're touching people at the very beginning to give them guidance to where they need to go. That's so amazing. Well,
That's
thank
really
you so
great.
much. We really do appreciate you being here. We thank you for everything that you do in the community as
Sure,
well.
you're welcome.
Yes. Thank you for being here. It's always good to see you.
You too.
Well, don't scroll just yet. Just stop. We got more coming up right after this message. And we are back, and that is it for this week.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you being here, and if there's a way that you can support our guests today, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, well, we got more events coming up next week. We have a new guest next week, of course, and a lot more fun. We'll have
more jokes.
I'll bring the dad jokes, and I'll talk about the traffic. I'll tell you, I'll call you out. If I see you out there, I'm taking notes. I'm putting it down in my phone. I'm like, this guy right here, I'll put your license plate number out there. Come on.
Make sure your wife takes the picture, not you, because I'll tell your insurance guy.
I know him. I know him pretty well. We have to thank our sponsors, Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and Hemispheres Wine Bar. They have a lot of special events. They had a cool one last night, so make sure you check their website.
All kinds of stuff going on here all the time. We love it. Well, we got to tell them what they got to do.
All right, here's the deal.
You got some homework. All right, you got to go back and watch the replays.
Right? You got to like, share, comment. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe.
Yes, that's important. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And we have to thank our staff, of course. Without Neil and without everybody else in the background, we would not be able to do this.
They make us look good.
They make the world go round on Good Morning Murfreesboro.
They do. They do.
And Tammy over here at Hemispheres Wine Bar, we got to talk about her. We got to shout her out. She goes above and beyond.
Yes, she does. She really does.
Well, from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
If you're going to do it this weekend, do it here in Murfreesboro.